say that if one person or history changed one of their path or just chose a different idea, then the present appears to know it would have changed. Hitler's one of those people that if he chose a different path, then the Holocaust or World War II would have never happened. If Hitler was accepted into the Vienna Art College in Italy, then he would have studied art and never been influenced by politics. If an officer in the World War I had shot him, then also his influence with political state would have never happened either. Hitler had a normal childhood. He rose to power like nobody else in World War II. Also, after his death, he left a legacy, and he became the most infamous dictator of all time. Hitler was born in a small town in Austria on April 20th, 1889. It was on the border of Germany. Hitler was a pretty good student until his grades slowly dipped. He was more interested in art and just academically he never was very good. His father was down, and after the death of his father, he just didn't care, and at age 15 he dropped out. At age 18, his mother died from breast cancer, according to the history learning site. He was devastated, and after the death of his mother and father, after his mother, he became homeless, and he was still interested in art, so he wanted to go to Vienna Art College in Italy, but he wasn't accepted. After the death of his mother and not being accepted to the art college, he was very hostile toward Jews, because he thought the Jews, it was their fault. So that's where he started to become very hostile and kind of mean. After that, he went to the Austrian army. Hitler was shocked by Germany whenever they surrendered in 1918. Like other German nationalists, believes the German army had been betrayed by civilian leaders and Marxists. And this is whenever his politics started to take toll. According to Biography.com in a video clip, Hitler began joining politics groups, and he helped start the German Works' Party in 1919, which later became the Nazi Group Party. He was sentenced in jail for the political actions he had been taken in, and that's when his book Mein Kampf, which was his book that he wanted, he expressed his ideas, and this is whenever he started saying that Germany should start fighting back and take what was theirs. So he wasn't very happy. Even though he was not a German, he still had many feelings for Germany. And after this, in 1932, Hitler was appointed Chancellor of Germany. Hitler took control of Germany, and slowly he expanded their armed forces, which was against the Treaty of Versailles. Also, against the Treaty of Versailles when he attacked Poland. In 1932. No, I'm sorry, on September 1st, 1938. This caused France and England to declare war on Germany, and this is the beginning of World War II. Hitler began to use tactics and get allies like Italy, Japan, and Soviet Union. According to the article Hitler's Author of Fear, not only was it Hitler's dream to help Germany, but also Germany is well known to conquer a nation, but while first disarm his citizens. And this is one of Adolf Hitler's quotes. That is the best way to speak about Hitler, because even though he was helping Germany, you could also tell that he was still for himself, and that's why that he saw himself as a philosophical leader. Germany had a treaty, for example, Germany had a treaty with the Soviet Union, and he broke that treaty, and he uses more, instead of his army tactics, but more to controlled them as well, even though they were allies. Um, Germany's reign was near ending whenever they lost the Battle of Stalingrad and Battle of Kreuznach. Hitler's reign loses it slowly deteriorates whenever he loses those battles. By 1945, it was at the end of World War II. On April 30th, him and his longtime girlfriend got married in 1945, 10 days after his birthday. And during that, he found out that Mussolini, Italy's dictator, was assassinated. After a day after his wedding, him and his wife committed suicide on April 30th, 1945. Their bodies were burnt, and then they were thrown out into like a dirt pile near the house that they were committed suicide at. After the result of World War II, about 40 million people, including 27 million in Soviet Union, died. From Hitler's actions, the Holocaust, 6 million Jews, or gays, gypsies, or anyone that was not in the Führer line, were slaughtered. Hitler had a normal childhood because his parents dying at a very young age, but he grew up as a regular child. He became a very heartless person and hostile during those adult teenage stage. He was probably the most best dictator in all of the world, and he his then Hitler became the most infamous leader, and after his death, and is the most worst and best dictator out there. Hitler was once a normal child, but as adult change, he fought for Germany's rights, but he also wanted to change the world. And after leaving his work, he becomes the most infamous and devastating to Eastern Europe.